Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. Now let's just get into it. So Michigan will play at Michigan State this Saturday for the Paul Bunyan Trophy, and this is when it's real. It's real now. So you got two 7-0 teams trying to take control of the East Division in the Big Ten. So I'm not even gonna run over their stats because you should know them. Like I think Peyton Thorne's got like 15 touchdowns, 4 picks. Kenneth Walker, he's got like almost 1,000 yards. He was leading the nation in rushing, and their two receivers, Jaden Reed and Naylor, are dynamic. So that's it right there. Now, what we want to do and what this game is probably going to come down to, is we have to stop. Michigan State goes as Kenneth Walker III goes. So the goal is to stop him. Now, that's probably easier said than done, but he has been slowed down before. I think Nebraska slowed him down and another team slowed him down. I'm not sure what team it was. It might have been Indiana, I want to say, but the thing with him is he runs like Le'Veon Bell ran in the pros. Le'Veon Bell didn't really do that picking a hole stuff until he lost all that weight and was in Pittsburgh. That's how he runs. Kenneth Walker III, he will get the handoff and he'll take a little stutter step like, okay, scanning, and he'll make a cut that you didn't even think was possible. Like just, all the way outside. Gap integrity. You have to keep the edge, and your gap integrity has to be on point. Because this dude is picking a hole. He'll pick a hole. Like he'll run and go directly to one, but sometimes he'll pick where he wants to go. So you have to stay in your rush lanes, and the gap integrity has to be there. So that's just it with him. You gotta slow him down. They go off of him. They want to get these teams are similar. We're very similar. Michigan State hits on more deep passing plays, but besides that, these teams are about the same for the most part. Now, so they want to establish that run and then play action off of it and throwing to Jaden Reed and Jalen Naylor. These dudes are fast and can eat up yardage. Reed, I think he had 200 yards on us last year. So the thing about the new defense and all that, okay, now you're gonna go against a coach and a quarterback that are gonna test y'all. They're gonna test these DBs. Y'all think y'all better than last year? Okay, we gonna find out. That's what they thinking. Y'all think y'all can cover now? Okay, we gonna find out. We're gonna find out if Jamon Green and if Vincent Gray, when the DJ Turner and these dudes, if they can cover downfield and not just run with them, but actually make a turn, find the ball, make a play on it. We're going to find out. Y'all can? We're going to find out. And that, if I'm them, that's what I'm thinking. So the thing is, stop the run and try to stop that play action pass. Be ready for the play action pass. But them dudes in coverage, they just going to have to find the ball. Now, you could have two safeties deep, but that takes away from stopping the run. Can you stop the run with two safeties deep a lot of the time? This is where the chess game comes into play. So not only that, Michigan State also likes to run trick plays. So you have to be ready and be watching for the trick plays. And not only just the trick plays, but some of the play designs that we struggle with, like that, like the quarterback acts like he's going to run, then he steps back, and the tight end is leaking out. We've gotten beat by that by Nebraska. Then Northwestern ran it, and they should have had probably a touchdown. He just didn't see it. I wouldn't be surprised if Michigan State puts that in the playbook because we still haven't addressed it. Now, with that being said, with them, the trick plays, of course, because they run trick plays every game. So it ain't going to be nothing new for them to run one on us. Now, with that being said, the one last thing. Thorne is mobile. He is mobile. People want, like, we think about him and he's not Adrian Martinez. To make a impact in the running game from the quarterback position, you don't have to be that fast. I'm not saying he's got blazing speed, but he's a little bit mobile. So it's important to not just run around the edge. And this is Aiden and Ojabo, not to just run around the edge like Rashawn Gary used to do and just go around the edge. And as he does that, the quarterback has a huge lane to step up in and can run and get 5, 10, 15 yards, 20 yards. So that's the big thing about having a mobile quarterback that can get you some yards. You can't just rush around that edge like you're going crazy. You have to have a disciplined pass rush. Because if you don't, you can give up crucial yards to the quarterback, even if he's not that mobile. But Thorne can run a little bit, so a little 5-yard gain for Cade or something that could be 10 or 15 or more for him because he can run a little bit. So that's important too. Because we've lost games, close games in the past by a quarterback picking up little crucial first downs and things like that with his legs, keeping drives going. So that's for the defense. So stop Kenneth Walker. Watch the play action pass. Corners, safeties, y'all gonna get tested. Vincent Gray, Jamon Green, DJ Turner, find the ball. Find the ball. Discipline pass rush. Discipline pass rush. Now, one more thing for the defense. Now, last year we thought we would be able to get to them. To get to, I can't remember who the quarterback was. We played him this year. But we thought we'd be able to get to the quarterback. We couldn't, and it wasn't because we just weren't getting there. It was because they gave the quarterback extra help. They gave him more protection. So I want to see how they deal with this because our pass rush is better than last year. Now, we don't have the Don Brown scheme, but we blitz from different angles and from different places, like bringing Dax, bringing different type of blitzes like that, plus Aiden on Ojabo. But last year they gave their quarterback plenty of help in blocking, extra blocking. So that was whether it was a extra running back, extra tight ends in there. So they had 6, 7 blockers. The same thing Ohio State does to us when they have when they think our pass rush is going to get. They give their quarterback a lot of help. So I want to see the chess match between McDonald and Mel Tucker on that. Is he gonna give them help? And if you can't just get there, will you just drop 8 and rush 4? You know what I'm saying? Will you drop 8? I mean, will you drop 7 and rush 4? Because, hey, if I can't get there, ain't no point in me rushing all these dudes. I'll just drop some extra guys in the coverage. So that's how I feel about it. Or drop 8 and rush 3. That's if you can't get there with the pass rush. Now, I expect us to get there the way Aiden is playing and Ojabo and some of these blitzes. But if a team is giving their quarterback that much extra help in pass protection, you never know. It's just something for us to watch. I'm not saying that they will do this. They did it last year, so that just means they're well prepared for a pass rush. So that's what I got for the Michigan State's offense against our defense. Now, with our offense, it's the same. It's basically the same thing now. But so we're gonna want to. Michigan State is gonna try to stop our run game, of course. The question is, and this is why I was talking about Cade in my Northwestern video. If they may be able to stop our run game. Now, we had 200 against Northwestern. This ain't Northwestern's defense. It's not. So, that being said, if the running game isn't getting consistent yards, to do that, they're gonna have to commit a lot of guys to the run. Now, when they do that, can Cade hit them deep? Can he hit a deep ball on one-on-one coverage? And I don't want to hear the receivers. It ain't the receivers. If you think it's the receivers, go watch Monday Morning Quarterback with Devin Gardner, and he's going to explain that it's not the receivers. It's Cade's not throwing the ball well on those deep passes. It's not the receivers. We got too much talent at receivers. People just try to think of reasons not to blame somebody for not doing their job well. And we don't do that over here. I don't do no excuses over here. Ain't no excuses. He just ain't throwing the ball real deep. So I don't want to hear no excuses about Ronnie Bales. Ronnie had one catch for 75 yards. It was a great route and great pass, but let's not act like we got such a history of Cade with Ronnie. They don't. So what are you talking about? He's had the same amount of time with Cornelius, with Roman Wilson, with A.J. Henning, with Baldwin. Except Baldwin. Besides that, he's had the same amount of time with all these dudes. Like, what are you talking about? People are talking like this is Chad Henning to losing Mario Manningham. It wasn't that. Let's be real. They ain't even had the chance to be that. So let's just stop. Cornelius is fast, and he's not little. He's 6'3". Roman Wilson is fast, and he's 6 foot. Baldwin is fast, and he's 6'2". We've got big receivers that can go deep, and we have little receivers that can get deep. Sammer still is fast. A.J. Henning is fast. We have the weapons. That ain't no excuse. When these dudes are running deep and they're having to dive and they're having to make special catches, or he's just overthrowing it, or he's throwing it back to where the defender is, or he's throwing it too far over their head, that's the quarterback. It ain't the receiver. So I don't want to hear anybody come on in the comments talking about it's the receivers. It's not the receivers. It's Cade. Go watch the breakdown. It is good content, if not great content on what's going on. Go watch the breakdowns. Because I can just watch the game. I don't even need to see the all 22 when I see a receiver with inside position and you throw it back here. Puts it right here. Whose fault is it? I'm like this, running full speed like this, and you throw the ball back here, and I gotta go do this. Whose fault is it? It's not hard to figure out whose fault it is if you do something like that. So I don't want to hear nothing about the receivers. It's not them. It's Cade's throwing the ball like garbage sometimes. His deep passes are not good. They haven't been good. That's just what it is. I'm just call it what it is. So I had to rant about that, but as far as that's going to be the chess match. If the running game isn't going, can Cade make those deep passes in one-on-one coverage? Because you're going to get that. You're going to get that one-on-one coverage. Now, also, and this is what it can be. Now, Cade is good. He's good underneath. And also they're bringing Corum into the passing game more to pick up those first downs and things like that. So you might see a chess match on with Gaddis in the defense and trying to get. He's going to try to stretch that defense. He's going to try to, because you have to, because Michigan State they're going to try as hard as they can not to let us get that run game going. It's not like these teams aren't familiar with each other. So they're going to try as hard as they can to not let us get the run game going. And the same with us. So it's just, this game could be on Cade. And that's why I was so hard on them last game. It's not guaranteed that we're just going to be able to run on Michigan State. Because the teams are built like the same. So I'm not sure. Honestly, if I just think about it, I feel like the thing that Cade does, his consistency in the short passing, keeping drives going, can win us this game. But you never know. You never know. And so I just go over everything. You know what I'm saying? I don't leave a stone unturned. But honestly, I feel pretty good about this game because Cade is consistent underneath. My worries are if the game is real tight, and we can't really run it, and then we have a deep shot and he misses it. You might not get that chance again. Sometimes you don't get those chances. So that's why I'm hard on those throws, because sometimes in certain games, you don't get another chance where you've just blown by them and the receiver's wide open and you miss it. Or you throw it where he gets tackled and you end up having to kick a field goal instead of getting 7 points. And that's a big difference, especially in a close game. Getting 3 instead of 7 is a big difference. So now the last thing, red zone. Red zone. This is a problem. Now, I just talked about Cade being consistent, dinking and dunking. But when we get in the red zone, that's the other problem. So when we get in the red zone, they get very conservative. I spoke about this in the other video. We get very conservative. Now, getting conservative, it makes you kick field goals. So we have to figure out a way to score touchdowns when we get down there. And I don't know if that's bringing JJ in, letting JJ do some work in the red zone. It's really from the 10 on in they get real conservative with Cade. Or if it's more play action, I would like to see more play action rollouts. Like bring the play action, have a fullback going to the flat or a tight end, and then have a tight end running like a drag. I mean, I just haven't seen a lot of that type of play action stuff. It's like they get so conservative. They just run it, and screens, they just run it or run screens and stuff. And that just ain't going to cut it in big-time games when in the red zone. Like, it's just not going to cut it. So the red zone offense, I don't know what they need to, I don't know what they can do, but they have to do something to get it going. To get Cade going in the red zone. Like I said, he's got like 5-6 touchdowns on the year in 7 games, and we've been in the red zone a ton. So they're going to have to figure out how to get more touchdowns in the red zone, and they need some from him, from the quarterback. Blake and Hassan, they going to do what they do if they can. You know what I'm saying? They're going to put it all on the field, but sometimes you need your quarterback to be able to make a play, and you have to trust him to make a play. And that's why a lot of people have those doubts about Cade, because they show that they doubt him. The coaches show that they doubt him in some areas. Well, if you scared to throw the ball from the 10 on in, it's a problem. But they're going to have to figure out something, because you leaving too many points on the field. What they saying, we left a lot of meat on the bones. Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out how to clean that bone. So that's just what it is. That's pretty much it for the game. Like, each team's gonna want to stop the running game. who's going to be able to make plays in the passing game consistently, and our red zone offense. And also Michigan State's red zone, because a lot of the times we bend but don't break. Will they be able to move the ball and then get in the end zone, or will they be kicking field goals? And the same goes for us. Like the game plans on how to win are about the same for each team. Even with the trick plays. Last thing on the offense, I wouldn't be surprised to see a trick play with JJ, because JJ they've been bringing him in and they don't really let him throw it. Not when he comes in and the game is still there to be won. He doesn't throw it. He just runs the read. So a trick play is probably coming with JJ. Hopefully. So that's what I would expect. And I would expect to see JJ used, because Michigan State, and this is almost every team has trouble with a mobile quarterback. So I was watching some of their videos. They had some trouble with Adrian Martinez. JJ's not that dynamic of a runner. He's not that fast, but as we saw last week, he can eat up some yardage, and he's pretty quick. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some. They keep bringing him in to get some yards in the running game, because it just makes it just gives you more for the defense to worry about. So that's what I got for this one, y'all. I'm pretty confident, but you just never know, y'all. This is a rivalry game. The teams know each other, and it's a lot at stake. And Cade's never played in this game. And some of the Michigan State players have never played in this game. They've got a lot of transfers. So the first few minutes, you're just going to see a lot of energy. And then after about halfway through the first, or almost into the second quarter, the game calms down and you see what team is just better. You get what I mean? So at first quarter, it's just a lot of energy and teams just feeling each other out, because it's so much. Even when it's not at 7-0, both teams in the top 10, even when it's not that, this game is always hype, and, it's a lot of energy. So I'm just ready for it, y'all. I'm just ready for it. This week is not going to go by fast enough. I might make another video just to talk about it a little more, but I tried to cover about everything on here. So that's what I got for this one, y'all. These teams are very similar teams. It's just like they've got a dynamic running back. We've got two not dynamic running backs. We use more of our receivers, but they've got two receivers that they go to and they trust more. But that's because their quarterback is better at throwing. He's better at throwing deep. He's shown he's better. But you got Cade, who's a game manager, that 20-20, he going to eat up some yards 20-20. He going to dink and dunk you. So that's the chess match to see. Consistency or the big plays. You just got to stop their big plays. You can't let them get big plays, and they make them drive the field slowly. That's everybody that plays us. Make them drive the field slowly, and then bend but don't break. See, we don't get huge big plays every game. We go games and we just have consistency. 4 yards, 5 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards, 10 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards. So Michigan is used to playing that slow, grind it out. Okay, you scored. We're going to matriculate down the field and just consistently do that. So that's the big chess match. Stopping their big plays so we can just be consistent. And when they do get down in the red zone, make them kick field goals. The same thing they want to do for us. Because we'll matriculate it down there, but are we going to get in the end zone? Now, on them, we can't let them get big touchdown plays. No big touchdown plays. You can give up a big play, but don't let them get in that end zone. You hold them, you stop them, make them kick that field goal. So That's just what it is, y'all. I know this was a long one, but it's a lot. It's a lot to talk about. I'll probably make another video just to rant. But that's all I got for this one, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, and as always, go blue.